Look at this thing, dude. It's looking good. Got the whips on there. I don't know if I showed you guys that or not, but oh my God, it's amazing. If I haven't, once I get done wiring this last one up, I'll turn the lights down. I'll show you what I got going on so far. But basically I've wired everything, looking super good. So I'm super jacked. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm using a GoPro right now. It's kind of inconvenient, but whatever. I'm jacked about this thing. It's so sweet. I brought Abel out here the other night and showed him with the lights on, and he was like, whoa, dude, this is freaking amazing. So he's jacked, therefore I'm jacked. So now I'm just ready to get this thing done. It's been sitting here forever, and it's time. So what I'm doing is I'm wiring up the last whip right here, or not the whip. I'm wiring up the chase lights right here. So this one's done. You can see, super clean, nice. And I got this one. Obviously, I tied it together because I was testing, making sure everything worked good. And it does. I'm super jacked about that. But I'm finishing it up. You can see, I got it nice and pretty up here. It's awesome. If you guys haven't seen these, I'm telling you, invest in these. These things are amazing. They're like auto solder, pinch, grip, wire connecting type deals, waterproof, the whole deal. I do go an extra little bit, and I do put heat shrink on there as well, as you can see. So it's soldered inside here, and then I heat shrinked it, so it's extra protected. So I've done that on all this stuff, and I've used these. When did I first start using these? I could show you because I have a whole box of them. Well, I don't know where it is, but I literally have already gone through one of these kits before. In 2021, I did the Ghost build, and literally almost every one of my connections was done with these. And I tell you what, I've never had one issue, not one electrical problem on any of our rigs. I've used them on Gunner Reloaded, I used them on Gunner, I've used them on Sandy, I've used them on the kids builds, I mean everything. So obviously I'm using them on Abel's. These things are so amazing. You literally cut your wires. Here, I'm gonna put this head strap on, and I'll just do it real quick, and I'll show you what I do, and then you guys can do it on your own stuff. So here we go. So here we go. Obviously, black one we're not using. This red one's held together because I was testing it, but so what you want to do is, I'm going to get this one out of the way for now. Usually I'll connect these things and then I'll pull wires through so everything's tight. But since I kind of went ahead because I was waiting for this new kit to come in the mail, I went ahead and wired all the wiring down through the cage and through the chassis. So I'm kind of doing it a little different, but I'm going to pull this as tight as I can, see where I need the wire, and I'm going to trim this so I don't have a bunch of leftover. So we're going to cut that off, and we're going to strip it. You don't need a ton of wire. You just need enough so that you can twist the two wires together. Now, this is actually probably enough on there, so I don't need to strip that again. But I am going to clean it up a little bit. And then make sure you got a really nice clean twist on these. So got that. I'm using the blue ones for this application. What you're going to want to do is slide this in, put that up on your wire, and then you're going to take a heat shrink. Actually, put this one on your shorter wire. So I don't want, when I heat this one up, I don't want to melt my heat shrink and cause it to collapse early. So throw that up there. Now you're going to take these two wires and you're going to twist them together, but keeping them straight. You probably can't see this. This is probably a terrible way to show you this because I'm all the way up inside this cage. So maybe I can sit on this tire and do it right here. Maybe you can see what I'm doing. I didn't really give myself enough wire to make this easy, which is a sucky deal. Yeah, terrible. I did so perfect on the other side, like not even a question. But anyways, so you're gonna twist the wire around itself and make sure you twist it pretty good so that it's gonna hold itself together. Okay. And then you're gonna slide the solder, and you can see it's going to solder around both ends. And then these will shrink down and hold on to the sheath so this thing doesn't pull apart. So once you got that, go ahead, light this thing up. Sometimes you gotta go a little extra on the solder part, just so it'll squeeze down. And get that to shrink all the way around. You might have to move it a little bit to get to the top because you want it to solder everywhere. That's looking pretty good. Very nice, very nice. You can come from the other side too, just to make sure you got it everywhere. I'm feeling pretty good about it. So I got that. Now I'll slide my heat shrink over that. All right, so shrink wrap that up, dude. Make sure that your connection is well protected from the elements. Now, if I wanted to go really clean, I could have put a bigger one on and shrink wrap all the wires together in one shrink wrap, but I think it'll be all right for this. Anyways, like I said, I'm gonna zip tie that. Get you guys off my head here. I'm gonna zip tie that, and then I'll fire this thing up, show you what we got going on.
2 days later.
I gotta be honest, this build is turning out so much better than I ever anticipated. Little man's gonna have one hell of a car here, and I've gotta be honest, I'm jealous. I wish I had something like this when I was his age. But let's just get right on into this thing. You can probably notice in the background here, it's got a light bar on it now. I'm not gonna go through that entire process of wiring that thing up. Maybe I'll give you just a little bit of rundown, but if you wanna see the complete install on that, we got a video coming out, or maybe it's already out. Not sure where it's gonna fall in line, but guys at Novesight sent us that, and I gotta be honest, I am loving that light bar. I think it's about the most perfect thing for this car, and or any car for that matter. I mean, it's really nice. So look forward to showing you guys that, but definitely if you want more information on that, check out that video I did for Novesight for them sending that thing out to us. But I think I'm about ready to wrap this thing up. As far as any of the wiring, electronics, anything like that, we're done. I'm done wiring this car up. She has got miles of wire ran through it, and I'm ready to button it up. And I'm ready to see this thing out at Lulu's Land. I kind of feel terrible because over the last 2 weeks, and I say we, me and Matt, you guys know Matt, we have been working so hard on Lulu's Land. We've been so busy this year that I haven't gotten out there and taken care of that property like I usually do. I usually spray weed killer, make sure the track is nice and doesn't have a bunch of growth on the track. And I haven't been able to do that. So we went out there a couple weeks ago, and I mean, the weeds were every bit of 4 foot tall. The track was covered in weeds. I mean, I basically couldn't even tell where the track was anymore. That's how bad it was. So Matt jumped on board. He's got a skid steer. He's got a freaking track hoe. He's got, you know, a bunch of shit like that. He brought all that stuff out there. Tons of his friends around here in Lima loaned him some implements. So we got a brush hog. We got a rototiller. I mean, the whole deal. And I also rented that dozer again. So we got a Wasn't the D6 this time, it was the D5, which did just well, just fine, good enough to do what we needed to do. But like I've been telling you guys, I've been really wanting to get the berms groomed in a way that if Abel comes into them, you know, super hot, flying as fast as he does, it's going to be tilted in a way that it's not going to want him to roll over. So we got the dozer out there. We got basically the entire property mowed. I rototilled the entire track. There's still some weeds on it, you know, but I did spray weed killer on it with the pull behind trailer behind the four-wheeler, killed all that stuff off, and we added some more jumps. We added a couple retention ponds in, I guess you want to call it, so that I could push some dirt up into those berms, and now they're slanted, looking like a stadium. So you literally come around them, you know, and I'm super happy the way everything turned out. But we did not do any videoing there, and I wish we would have, because the change from when we started to when it is now it's incredible. And we had a lot of laughs and a lot of good times along the way doing that. I rolled the tracks off of Matt's skid steer, so he had never changed tracks on that thing, so we did it together and actually knocked it out in, like, I think 2 hours. We changed both tracks on that thing, and we had never done it before. So that was a learning experience, and just all the other stuff that came along with getting that place back to its glory days. So yeah, it's like Lulu's Land 4.0 now, and it's going to be better than ever. So that's why I want to get this thing done, because I told Abel I wouldn't even take my own side-by-side out there to ride until this thing was finished. So today we're finishing this thing once and for all. It's been sitting here forever, but whatever. So you guys already know, real update real quick, what we've done. We got the light bar on, we got the cage on, we got the roof on, we got the freaking 5150 lights on, we got the rock lights all the way around this car, we got the chase light wired in, and everything is ran through the cage, everything is clean, exactly the way it needs to be. And to control all those things, you guys already know, we installed the aux beam controller, we got it in the dash, and that turned out so freaking good. I cannot be happier with that. And just to show you guys, everything is wired in here. Everything is looking good. Super clean install. That snaps on there. Seat's gonna go in there. I'm pumped. And I'll just show you real quick, because it just looks so cool when you fire it up. So that's that, and it looks amazing. So once I get this car completely finished and everything back on it, I'll show you the lights again. If you haven't seen it, those of you who have probably been following this build might have seen the whip lights and the chase lights. I think I put them on there, but if not, I'll go through the whole thing. And then we'll get this thing to Lulu's Land, and we'll show the lights at night, the whole deal. So, oh, and then we had put the wheel spacers in, so we're a little bit wider. I wouldn't mind getting a new set of wheels and tires for this thing eventually, with maybe a small offset to get us a little bit more width. But for right now, I think we're good. And I do think I'm gonna put the Evo tune on it, because I believe that I can still dial it down from the Polaris app if it's just too fast. I don't really know. And I think I'm gonna do some draggies before that. So I'll probably finish the car up. We're gonna take it probably to the road, you know, maybe head out somewhere, maybe take this thing to Mexico or something, and we'll do a draggy run on this thing in stock form, and then we'll put the Evo tune on it, and then we'll do another draggy run and just see what the improvements are, and we'll put those out there for, you know, anybody that's curious of what the real numbers are on this. And obviously this car is a little different than a complete stocker, but it'll be close enough. So I'm gonna make sure we get that done for you guys, and I don't know. There's a few other things that I've been seeing I wouldn't mind doing to this thing, but for right now, we're just gonna finish up with what we got here on the floor and be good for right now. Hopefully, when this is done, Abel doesn't roll this thing in the first week, because I might cry if he does. Put a lot of time and effort into this thing. Man, I'm really hoping he doesn't freaking wreck this thing. I really hope he doesn't. But what do we have left to do? We got a bunch of goodies from Evo. Got number plates, we got rock slider kit, we have this rear cover from Madigan Motorsports. It comes black. I sent it to Lima Powder Coat. They made it white for me, and I got that grate done. Maybe that was already done, So we're gonna actually install that back on here. I got the rivet kit out. We're gonna make that thing look pretty, and we'll attach that to the back. It's gonna look slick. And then we do have the front little cover that goes right under the cage, right above the hood. So we'll get that back on there. And what else do we got? I think we have a shift kit and a knob from Evo, like a shift gate. It's red. We got a bezel for the dash that's gonna make that thing even slicker looking inside. And then I will tell you, I'm bummed because we still gotta put these seats back in it. And my intention was to not put those seats back in it because I don't like them. They're not that comfortable, and they just suck, let's be honest. So I have been on the phone with Simpson Racing Seats for probably every bit of 4 months. I call them almost weekly, if not every other week, because I'm waiting for them to get their embroidery department back up and running. And every week they're like, oh, 2 more weeks, maybe a month. They got the equipment in. If you guys don't know, they moved their shop to Texas, and they're just kind of trying to get everything back rolling or whatever, to do like embroidery for, just the average consumer. And it just hasn't happened yet. So I called them again yesterday, and I said, is it ready? Are you guys fired up to embroider these things? Because I'd love to give them some seats like we have, in Gunner Reloaded, but it's still not ready. And they think it might still be another month. And I'm like, all right, I'm done waiting. Just send me the seats. I'll just deal with it. So I do have the Aggressor 170 Simpson Racing seats, and they're gonna send me, both seats. I got the bases for the driver and the passenger, and they're in the red, white, and black configuration. So they're gonna be cool regardless. Would they have been cooler with the Lulu's Offroad in them? Yes, but I can't wait anymore. So it is what it is. Kind of bummed about it, but whatever. So we're gonna put the stock seats back in it for now, but we will be putting the Simpson seats in it as soon as they get here. So I'm excited about that, and that's gonna give him a way more enjoyable ride in this thing, because it is a little bumpy. The suspension is good, but it's not great. And the shock therapy kit for this, it's like $3 grand. So I'm not willing to jump into that right off the rip. Maybe we'll just take some air out of the tires and soften it up a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's what we got going on. And we also have an oil change kit. We got to do that, and I'll probably just do that at the very end. But that's what we have. There might be a few other things in here that I'm forgetting, but that's pretty much the gist of it. So I'm going to jump off this camera. I am going to start putting all the freaking body panels back on this thing. And once I get a majority of that done, I'll hop back on here, show you guys the progress, and we'll get a little bit closer to finishing this thing up. So yeah, stick with me, and let's get her done. All right, one thing I forgot to mention is we had to switch out this headlight. Pretty cool. All the brackets are in the actual headlight. So when that thing broke, it was part of the headlight, so I didn't have to replace this fascia. As you can see, like all these pieces were cracked. All the plastic mounts broken right there. That one was okay. That one obviously broke, but it's attached to the headlight. So when you get a new headlight, you're good to reattach to your fascia. I think that's awesome. I was getting bummed at first. I was like, oh no, is my fascia broken? But nope, we're good to go. So I'm gonna install this headlight. It's 3 little screws, no big deal. We'll get this thing on the front, and we'll just keep moving along the back. Okay, so this went together really fast, and it is just looking even better and better. Oh, looks good. My goodness, what a good looking rig. I gotta ask all you guys that have RZR 200s, I mean, how much fun is it watching your kids rip around and have a good time on these things? Such a blast. I know I thoroughly enjoy it big time. So yeah, she is looking really good. And I think it's time to crack in to the other goodies we got. So I think what I'm gonna go for first is probably these Evo number plates. So they got them wrapped up pretty good. I'm thinking that they kind of just go on with the push pins in the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. I'll put one on, get back on here, explain to you, if that's exactly how it worked and show you what it looks like. Just as I expected, that just gets attached with the push pins. So you're just gonna pull out these 3 right here and attach that with those. But yeah, it looks really cool. What else do we have from Evo? You guys know they always sell amazing products. This company is amazing. So here we go. Whew, I already see some good looking stuff as it is. Actually, I almost forgot about this. I have a grill actually for the front, so that's gonna go there. Here is that shift gate and knob. I don't know. Oh, it's the entire shaft, so not sure what that's gonna entail. Putting that on, hopefully that's not a big deal, but I think that's gonna look really good in the cab. And yeah, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. There is that dash bezel piece that we're gonna put on. And here are those rock sliders. Oh yeah, these are super nice. All right, quick little sneak peek of them. Oh, not gonna show you yet. We're gonna just jump right into this shifter knob. Not as simple as you think it should be. I figured I would literally just thread this thing out and thread the new one in, but not the case, unfortunately. So, move some of this stuff out of the way. You can tell that immediately because the shaft on the new one has no threads. So, the knob is actually installed by a pin and looks like to be the same thing for the base of the shaft. So, we're gonna have to open that bad boy up. I'm gonna grab some tools. I think it looks like about a 12 mil, I think. Let's see. Okay, perfect. So, let's see this side. Yep, same thing. So you're gonna need 2 12 mils, ratchet, wrench, whatever you want. We're gonna detach that and see what's inside. Ooh, okay. There must be a spring in there or something. Yep. All right, so this thing looks like it wants to fall out. Okay. So you got this piece here. Hopefully you can see that spring. You got your bolt. I'm just gonna leave that together. Make that easy. And then what do we got going on here? I'm probably gonna take a picture of that just to make sure we get this thing back together the way it needs to be. Oh, that's pretty self-explanatory. Well, it looks like there's just one channel. You got your top cable coming over top, locking into that, and then the bottom cable is going around the bottom side, coming up and locking into that. So basically just gonna push these things out. It should pop out easily, and then we'll have this, and then, oh, see that screw? It looks like there's just a screw on there that detaches the shaft. All right, so not that big a deal. Let those cables pop up, and then literally slide it. Pop up, slide it out. So there it is. You got your shifter free. And I'm gonna go ahead and crack that screw. Okay, might have to take it all the way out. No big deal. Take that out. Okay, and your shaft comes out completely. So good to go there. And open up the new one. This looks good, don't it? Freaking nice. So I'm gonna throw that back down in there till it lines up with the hole. Make sure your lock washer's on there still. We got that Phillips tightened up. Shaft is on there solid. And then we're gonna go ahead, put the knob on, and then you got this little tiny Allen in here, or here you can see it, to lock that thing in there. So pretty easy deal.
A little bit longer than a few minutes later.
I think we got it wrapped up. I think it's finished. Man, I'm so happy to say that. I cannot even express to you how good that feels to say that. So, you ready to see it? I bet you are. Here we go. This is it. The new rendition of Abel's RZR 200. The White Skull 2.0. Post rollover. This is what we got. I gotta tell you, she looks pretty good. What do you guys think? I'm curious. Tell me in the comments. What do you think? It's a good looking rig or what? I think it is. There's some things I definitely would still like to do to it. As I'm wrapping it up, just looking and seeing. One thing I am gonna do before we get it out, I kept looking at the wheels and I was like, man, freaking lug nuts, they look terrible. I forgot that I do have some. It came with it, the spacer kit, I believe. I think it was an upgrade. I just added them on. It wasn't that much, but they're solid black. I don't know if I got any around here to show you. But anyways, they're solid black, so it'll cover up the stud. Everything will be blacked out. I think that'll look good. Gosh, I'm just admiring this thing. I gotta be honest, I love the build process. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. I would love to build something for somebody. Anybody out there buying a new RZR, old RZR, I don't care. Things you want to do to it. I love doing this. Maybe one day I'll actually do that. So the Madigan, they call it an exhaust cover. I kind of call it an engine cover, but the Madigan Motorsports engine cover looks sick. So glad that I powder coated it. It just looks so good. It finishes out the back end. You guys seen these RZR 200s and it just, all you see is the engine, and I don't know, it just don't look that good. Super clean. The wing on the Madigan cage with the freaking chase lights, amazing. The 5150s to finish it off, incredible. I'm digging the Evo number plates. They look good. Gotta do something on that for sure. And their rock sliders look really good. Really, really good. I've got to figure out what that powder coat color is. That's what I need. I need that because the one I have is just a shade off that I don't really love. That's the red I need. So if anybody knows what Evo uses, let me know. I did message, maybe, holy crap, dude. All right, ghost in the barn. Anyways, I did message ABF on Instagram because their red is basically the same thing, and they told me what it was. It was something from Cardinal color, but it's been sold out for like half a year, so I don't know. The grill looks really good. I think I need to do something. I need a bumper on this thing. That's the one thing that I think I need to do to finish it off, because I think we need white on the bottom. So if I get a bumper, powder coated white, I think that will make the front end perfect. Other than that, dude, the cage, I love it. She's super nice. The Novesight light bar turned out phenomenal. What else? Is that all we got going on the outside? I think so. Inside, of course, the Moto Armor harnesses, and now they're on the cage. So that's pretty slick. I like that. I don't think there was anything wrong with the setup that we had on the old cage mounted. It actually worked perfect in Abel's rollover, but this will work too. It's a little lower, so you know it's kind of wrapped down over his shoulders. So it is cool. It's good. You know, whatever. All right, let's hop in this bad boy. Let's see here what we got going on. So we got the Evo gauge bezel, and this is a funny thing, dude. So you see this, the hardware is a little bit different. This hardware, or with this accessory and this accessory, they both came with this hardware, which is an Allen head with a nut, you know, a nylon nut on the backside, which I already had this thing on. Oh, and note to you guys, don't put your knob on until this is all finished up, because I couldn't get the plate on. It's just a whole mess. I had to tear the whole thing apart. I had this piece back in, and then I realized I needed to put these in because I thought they would just screw into the plastic, no big deal. But they're captured nuts on the other side. And if I did it again, I probably wouldn't use them. I would have did what I did with this, because I don't even know how they expected you to tighten the nuts up on the back of this thing. Honestly, you'd have to take this whole dash out, and I wasn't doing that. Maybe it wouldn't have been a big deal when I had all the plastics off and I could reach from the inside or from the front in. I don't know. But I just had some nice freaking black coated screws, and I just took a small drill bit into the plastic and I hand threaded those in. It's snug. The thing's not coming out of there. Super easy. If I did this again, I'd have done the same thing with this. So it's funny. I was watching Frankie on UTV, or on G-Life UTV, and he installed one of these. I think it was a Geyser one or whatnot, but dude, he fucking hates Allens, and I just thought it was funny. I actually sent him a message about it. It was kind of funny, but I know exactly what he's talking about, and if you guys do this, just use some screws. Screw it into the plastic. Don't mess with that. It's a joke. But anyways, got the aux beam controller in here, looking incredible. Love that. And I can show you guys that thing fired up, which looks so cool. Obviously, this is RGB, so there's multiple colors here. I obviously chose the red, kind of go with the theme. And you can hit this center button, which basically turns on anything that you have switched on will turn on. And if you want everything to turn on together, you can click everything on and then hit this, and all those features turn on together or turn off together, or you can just do them individually. So you're noticing the two green. Basically what I have tied together is the whips and the rock lights. So anytime Abel hits either one of these, they're both going to turn on at the same time. They're literally dialed in together with the same color, so there's no reason to run one without the other. So that's what I did with that. You can go on the app and you can change all that stuff. You can lock things in, you can do different stuff. This thing's actually really awesome. I'm really happy that I used this. I think this one is his chase light? No. Oh, you know what? I misspoke. So these two right here is the chase light. Since I wired each individual light separately, I wanted both of those lights on the back on the chase light to come on together. So that's that. So you can see both of them blinking together. And in the app, you can actually change the speed of how fast it blinks, how slow it blinks, whatever you want to do, which is pretty cool. So those are the chase light. What is this? What is that? Okay, that's probably nothing. And I think this is the whips and the rock lights. So yeah, we got the rock lights on, we got the whips on. So I got those tied into the same one. Easy. Nothing. And then this is the Novesight light bar, which is awesome. If you guys didn't know, you don't have to choose between a white light or an amber light. It literally encompasses both of them in the same bar. So you'll see, I'm gonna hit this button right here. There's the white light. White light's on. I'm gonna hit this light. Amber. Look at that. Amber light's on. I am so impressed with that. I can't even tell you. So that's that. I mean, it is, it's amazing. And then here it is with the white light. So super cool. And the other thing is you can run them both, white and amber. So, I mean, you have a full array of light in front of you, which is amazing. If you want to see any more on the Novesight light bar, just watch the video. Like I said, it might be already posted or it might be right after this, but I'm gonna go into the whole install, how I did it, and it's amazing. Super cool light. I think it's perfect for Abel. So he's got the white light for running out here on the East Coast, and then when we go out to Glamis or whatever, you know, he can run the amber. So I think that's an awesome feature. Other thing, let's see, what else we got going on? Oh, you guys see this strap right here? So obviously, you guys know our group has been faced with some tough times when it comes to rollovers. Obviously, Jeff's rollover, you know, rolling and putting his arm out the cab, and he lost a few fingers, which was a tough deal, or 2 fingers. So if that wasn't enough reason to think about hand and arm safety, well, it happened again with Matt in West Virginia. He stuck his hand out and tore his muscle in his arm and broke both of his bones, and that was pretty horrific. Both instances were pretty horrific situations, and just thinking about that going forward, I don't know. And we practice safety. I mean, say what you want, we practice safety. Sometimes just things happen, unfortunately, and I'm trying to prevent that with the kiddos. So I ordered these from Simpson. They are wrist restraints. So I have these on here. I have another set sitting in my office. I'm gonna put that one over here on the steering wheel. So we're gonna have a set for the passenger and have a set for the driver. And basically this loop right here is gonna hook into your harness, and then you're gonna put one of these restraints around each one of your wrists. and you're not gonna be able to stick your hand out the window. So I'm not gonna let the kids ride anymore without it. I'm just not gonna take the chance. And you know, that's all I gotta say about that. So, whoa, you know what else? One thing I've been meaning to do. This freaking turtle thing drives me crazy, and I always think for some reason that something's gotta be limited, even though it's not, but that can be a little deceiving. I need to go in there and turn it off. And I didn't know how to turn it off before, but now I think I have it figured out. So I'm not gonna show you my code. All right, got it in there. So when you go to this, don't do that. When you go into speed, I always cranked it up to 29. Well, the turtle is indicating that it's still set, regardless if it's max speed or not, which it maybe go 30, 31 or whatever, but I have this set to 29 because that was the highest it went. If you want that off, you gotta go all the way down to off. Boom, the turtle is gone. So, I'm not sure. This thing might pick up a mile or two an hour. I'm not sure. Or it did max out at 29. Or maybe it maxed out at 29 because we always had that turtle on. So kind of feel stupid about that, but now it's freaking off. So that's cool. I'm going to run this thing and find out exactly. But that'll be, for you guys, another video. Because, like I said, I'm going to do a draggy with this thing in stock form. Then we're going to go ahead and put on the Evo tune. And then we're gonna do it again just to see what it does and to double check and confirm that you can still dial down the mile per hour on the app so that if it's too fast, I can dial it down. I don't gotta worry about Abel acting crazy because that's pretty much, I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna act crazy in this thing because he's crazy. Crazy like his dad. You guys wanna see the rock lights and the whips and all that? Let's fire that up. Looks good, don't it? Check that out. It looks so good. Got the rock lights on all four corners. Let's go ahead and kill the lights. What's up, Bobo? What's up, dude? Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. It looks so good. It looks so good. Oh, stunting like his daddy. Look at this. Yep, I'm stoked. It would have been cool to put a rock light right there in the center, coming out that grate. But no, it don't matter. It's so good. Look at this. So good. It just, everything looks so good. Super stoked about it. So stoked. Let's go ahead and turn that amber on. See how that works. Look at this dude. Oh, that's sick. Yep, I'm super happy with it. Click the amber off. Let's run the white light. It's so good. So good. And then I got it in the ignition, so as soon as I kill the key, it's gonna kill the whole car, all the power. I don't gotta worry about Abel leaving something on and draining the battery. It doesn't have a super huge battery, so definitely want to make sure you do that if you do anything like this with your RZR 200. So what else? So I'm pumped, guys. I think I'm about ready to wind this video up. It's been a long time. This has been a super long process just because of all the things that we had going on outside of working on RZRs and playing and doing that kind of stuff. But it's finally happened. And I appreciate every single one of you guys that have followed along with this build. And I hope you'll follow along with the next video when I finally show Abel and see his excitement on this thing. And we go out to Lulu's land and he rips it. And hopefully he doesn't flip it. That's what we're hoping for. So, yeah. And to touch base again, I think the bumper on the front is going to be huge. I'm thinking about a big decal up on the roof. I don't know if it's going to be a huge skull or the Lulu's Offroad LO logo. Maybe that on there, something on the number plates, and hopefully them Simpson seats come in soon because I'd love to get that swapped out because I think that's just going to add to this build and basically finish it off. So very cool, very cool. So hope this gives any of you guys at home some ideas to do with your youngsters and some things to do with their RZR 200. I think it's going to add to it. It's going to make it just that much more pleasurable to drive. I think Abel's going to love it. I do have to figure out how to get his little skull thing right there attached on the car somewhere, because I know he wants that. And I might be getting a wireless speaker. Maybe. Not 100% sure yet, but we might be getting that, a rechargeable one, mounting that to the cage, and I think that would finish it off completely. So, yeah, that's it. So, thank you guys, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you. If you like this, I would love it if you would hit the like button. That obviously just helps it get out in the algorithm, and hopefully more people will see this, and helps me, lets me know that you guys like this stuff, and that's huge. So, and consider subscribing. That would be awesome too. And yeah, that's it. Well, I'm out of here. I'm gonna finish this thing up, the little things I was talking about, and we'll see you guys at Lulu's Land. All right, take care.